Well, hello everybody. I'm not sure what's going on with slobs lately, but it's like not remembering any of my settings. So it used to be when you finish, it would remember your settings, and when you come back, you would still be on whatever settings you had that you left on. So it'd be like on the end scene, and your microphone, if it was muted, stay muted, and other things like that. And now it just, and it would remember what screen it was on. Now it doesn't even do that. It just opens on whatever screen it wants. I think it stays on the end scene, but the microphone keeps turning on instead of being off the way it's supposed to. Why do you have to be so difficult? And it's always difficult. And of course, you know, because I changed games, nothing's working the way it's supposed to again. This is what happens when you go from work directly into this without giving yourself enough head time. There we go. And of course, now centered properly. Everything is just yay. So hi, how's everybody doing? It took long enough that I managed to make it almost to the end of my song, which I used for the beginning and the end. We're doing well today, aren't we? Well, let's not keep our co-host waiting any longer. He managed to make it. He took a nap. And he managed to make it back. So, everybody say hello to Chalice Mike.
Hi, everybody. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it today. A lot of sleepiness.
Sleepiness?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good because we were going to talk about that a little bit. The whole things that we have to deal with now that our
bodies are different.
Our bodies just don't seem, because that's a side to it that people don't often aren't aware of, is that it's not just, obviously I think people who the brain chemistry, yeah, but I think they don't make the connection between how that can affect other parts. As an example that's not related to this, barometric changes in weather can screw with your moods. They can give you headaches. They can set off, like, she works with autistic children, and she has just been noticing lately that they just are going bonkers haywire over the at school, and it's straight back and forth. And we had a huge barometric pressure change go right through here over the past several days. And so
my 7th grade social studies history teacher commented about how we would our behavior would change when Storm is moved through.
Mm-hmm.
Arthritis. I'm too young. Well, I shouldn't say I'm too young for arthritis. I don't have arthritis.
You're too young for that, man. You're too young.
What I was going to say is there are instances of people my age, your age, that do have arthritis problems. But it's not uncommon. It's very normal for people our age to not have arthritis issues.
Yeah. It is. So yeah. Well, I mean, generally, I've never had the problem of. I guess I have. It's kind of trying to remember. I'm also trying to do some management on my stream because everything is just being screwy today, and I don't.
Always. Hey, Mao.
Hi, Mao. How are you? How's your colony doing? Like, I'm just trying to get it to show. I'm just trying to get it to show the game, and it won't.
Because it's showing the game behind your face.
Yeah, I'm messing with a different scene.
Oh, well, if we want to talk a little bit first, we can leave it that way.
Yeah, but I knew it was going to cause issues, so yeah. So we've known for a while that the barometric pressures changes have affected us. We can almost always tell because everybody in the house will start acting weird, screwy, things like that. And this is really starting to annoy me. I cannot get the game to show.
It's distracting.
It's like, why will it not show? It's showing perfectly fine in every other scene, but it just will not show. And yeah, you're right. It's distracting because, and I don't understand what changed. Like even Streamlabs today, when I came back in, I just noticed that again today it decided I just don't want to work. Not the same way. We're going to just not going to work. Excellent.
This is one reason why a lot of people migrate from doing live stream to YouTube VODs.
I mean that is what it is. That is what it is. Some people just don't like having to entertain people live.
Well, Matt, while he's trying to figure that out, we decided we may have an influx of some viewers, a little bit of I don't know what the word is. A new group of people that were kind of told about the stream. So even though we haven't talked mental health and PTSD for a few streams now, we are going to touch back onto it today and kind of start getting back into that routine. So we have some good, some bad. It's always that mix and trying to focus on the good. But, despite how much that doesn't always, it's hard to focus on the good sometimes, man.
It's very hard to focus on the good sometimes. Because...
But it's still there. And that's the part that we have to remind ourselves of.
I'm wondering if it's because I don't... I may have to I don't understand why it's visible in my talk scene, but it's not visible in anything else.
Oh, okay. So I gotcha.
Like if it's not going to be visible, then it shouldn't be visible at all. But it's visible behind me. You can see it. It's right there.
Do each scenes have different?
There. I stole the one from that one. Where did it go? Come back.
You're saying this and I'm seeing it's candy time.
Oh yeah, candy time.
Right your screen.
Yeah, that candy time thing. That candy time thing. That's a Fluffy thing. He made that. That's a game. You can play it.
Does it use cheese?
No, this one is strictly candy. And it's just commands. It tells you what to do. Okay, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've got that. No, I can just go back that way now. the whole time this is being rendered up here on my screen in full. I was trying to finish it so I didn't have that up there because I don't like having it on the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, now that that distraction is over with, I have an appropriate sound effect for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
Sorry, I just don't know how this machine works. Every time I turn it on, it changes. Stupid Windows.
Was that a clip? Or was that like a little...
Yeah, I played an audio file. You'll hear it on the stream. Eventually.
Oh, I have Firefox muted, so I don't have the...
It was basically just... It was the clip from Guardians of the Galaxy of Star-Lord. Remember when they were doing the whole... They were prisoners, and they were walking from talking about it, and he was standing there, and he got there, and he did the little unwinding thing, and his middle finger came up, and he's like, oh, he looked at it, I'm sorry, I didn't know how this machine worked. So it was just the sound effect of him saying that.
Yeah.
That's my, tech problems. Yeah.
Have the visual as well.
Well, it doesn't, yeah, the visual in their head, it's not going to actually be on the stream, but. So, yeah, just to give a little, like what he was talking about. Cellist Mike and I both were veterans, and we unfortunately have PTSD because of things that happened to us, and we found that talking about it here can help. Sometimes it can make it worse. Sometimes we have to leave. It's happened. Sometimes we've had to skip stream, and I'm not going to say that this is what's helping us get better, but it does help.
It's one link in the chain that you're throwing yourself to climb out of the hole.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Every link that you can add to that, or every foot of rope you can add to that rope to help you climb out of the holes when you fall, to help.
Yeah. So, and we decided to share it on here because, well, for one, I was already gaming anyway. And thank you for those hosts there. And I mean, I actually spent 6 months in front of this microphone and that camera doing teletherapy. So this has become a very, and with the screen behind me. So this for me, this kind of feels very much like my therapy environment. I'm sorry.
Safe space.
Yeah, it's a safe space. And
for me, not being visible, it's harder for me to stream by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, not being visible lets it stay a relatively safe space for me as well.
Yes, that's what we were actually discussing before stream, ways to incorporate some visual for him into the stream, and we're talking about having a character emote made for him.
I had thought, about tying my actual webcam stream in, but just the desynchronization with audio would be really weird.
Yeah,
that's easier done over a recording.
It would actually the way people get around it is they do something like Skype, where you have
my input is through your.
Yeah, or they just have you your audio input would be through something like Discord or Skype, but your video is a little behind. I think that's what the morning stream does. It's because they have Brian and Scott Johnson, Brian David and Scott Johnson.
Have they started doing a video stream?
Oh, they've been doing a video for a while now. Like video and so they record the podcast for people who do it that way. But yeah, it's been on Twitch and gets exported to YouTube for a while.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually YouTube was how I was keeping up when I was at work and I couldn't access it any other way. I would just go onto YouTube and go onto their playlist and just set it to play and just listen while I worked.
As a dirty mercenary, once I'd left the service and once I was working as a dirty mercenary, I never touched things like YouTube. Just.
Well, it was a little different for you guys.
The rules one way, some people interpret the rules different way, and I just don't want to touch it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't ever visible. It was I'd start it and I'd minimize it and I would have my earphones in. And if there's one thing in a room full of linguists that no one was ever going to say that was an issue, was everyone sitting there with earbuds in.
Yeah.
because we all kind of need our ears to do our job.
No.
So
So would they fire you if you cut them off?
it just
'Cause for
depends.
headphones, you don't really need the exterior cartilage.
Maybe they might.
Pull a whole Van Gogh.
Mutilation of government property.
Oh, sunburns, man.
Yeah, sunburns. Technically, we're illegal.
So stupid.
So, yeah. Anyway, so for today, we were going to talk about, and we can go. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the game scene. Hopefully this works.
Yeah, man, you're behind the times. I've already finished a battle.
Oh, pin a rose in your nose. Is that the right scene? Did I change to the right scene? No, of course I didn't change to the right freaking scene. Why would anything?
That's a good picture.
Why would anything work?
Is
There
that
we go.
is that a hint to fall?
That picture in the background?
Yeah.
You mean the shells?
Yeah.
Here. I'm gonna make it visible for you. I think. Let me go back to the talk scene for a second.
Because it flashed away so quickly, I couldn't really get a good look
That?
at it. I just recognized the art. Let's see once it pops up on the stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are shells. That's
just in general, not specifically a teaser for fall, but just
yeah,
in
that's art from the artist who
general.
does
This book.
who did the book. Yep. Yes, it is.
It is not an illustrated book. That just matches.
It just matches it.
Cover art. The cover artist has done some additional artwork, which, hey, that could actually, you guys could co-publish or I don't know, you'd have to go through a publisher, so you wouldn't be self-published, of course, but you could eventually publish together a art of the world.
He's another one of those that
Doesn't like visibility.
no, it's not that he doesn't necessarily like visibility, it's that he has to manage his body.
Mm-hmm.
So, because he has some issues that basically he's been told if he wants to get them taken care of, he's going to have to go to the Mayo Clinic to get it taken care of.
So, having actually lived in Minnesota for a while, I never got treatment at the Mayo Clinic, so it was always, I do everything with the VA. Everybody else does, and so I have a lot of people telling stories about this and that.
Yeah.
Great organization, but just like every other massive organization, there's a lot of bureaucracy.
I gained some population.
Ooh. There was a political survey, and
Scientists.
surprise, my industrialists and my scientists are at the top.
Shocker, that one.
Oh, hey, your religious people lost some influence. Your scientists gained some.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's happy with the religious people having influence.
Mine have 3% influence. Hey, Zoe Mountain Girl.
So, Yep. Oh, technically, this is supposed to play when that happens. Oh, which one was it?
It's a Zoe sighting. Yeah.
The Zoe sighting played, but I can't remember which one is supposed to play for her. I think it's this one.
Hello. Hello.
So, wanted to start with kind of a brief rundown of just life in general. The changes. Just the fundamental life changes, the decisions to either fight back or incorporate. What are you thinking?
Right now, I'm trying to make a decision about the minor civilization. I don't want to declare war. Why does it only let me declare war?
Option? What does it say in the little blurb?
Which blurb?
Well, there's only one.
Start a war and set
No, not
relation
the
points.
options. The thing that
No, it was negotiation.
Oh.
They're warmongers, infinite soldiers.
Oh, so if they're warmongers, that's probably why you don't have an option. Oh, but you don't have to start negotiations.
Yeah, I don't have to. It's just that was one of the options. Hey, Jack Bandit. Welcome in. I'm learning this game. So yes, so negotiations. New luxury resource discovered. Fine. Panda leaf. Hey. So, did your colony die earlier? Panda leaf was the streamer I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
I was
thought you were
watching.
asking Mao. I was like, no, Mao said he hasn't been playing, or they. I guess I should.
He
not
or she
assume
hasn't been
it's-
playing. No, Panda leaf is she, and she has been playing. She was playing with Twitch integration, and remember
That
how
can
you and I
be
were
good
talking?
and bad. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
You remember? You remember when I was talking to you about all the things that chat does that causes all the extra work?
Oh yeah, no.
Her
I've done
stream
a
was
live-
what I was
I've done a
watching.
live stream Twitch integration too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just don't think about
Oh.
those things. They're like, oh look, we're just gonna send you 20 terriers because it's just meat on wheels. It's like yeah, and now I have
It's
to
not even that much wheat.
yeah, and I got to send somebody over there to kill all of them. Can't slaughter them. I have to kill them. 'Cause that's going to be great for their mood. And they're going to be tired and hungry, maybe cold or hot, depending on what's going on. Oh, and then at the same time, you're going to send a raid. Guess what's not going to get killed? The terriers, who are now going to start starving because they can't feed themselves. They just, I've said it before, you can only count on chat to do one thing, and that's entertain themselves.
Oh yeah, so for me, that one day, I at some point made the decision just to ride the wave and enjoy the drama. But
And you've
you
never
saw
done
the
it
next
since.
Colony. I've never done it.
Never
since.
done it since.
It's
Well,
like
remember
only
the
this
one guy
once.
who was helping you accidentally killed.
I didn't mean to kill. I didn't kill him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was funny. So yeah, I was watching her this morning, and honestly, I had to just stop watching. Not watching the thing. I had to stop watching her chat because every time someone did something, I was just like,
Want to
oh.
punch somebody in the face.
Well, and then when the funniest moment I think, and I didn't get to tell her this earlier, Panda, when I refreshed my following page to see who all was live, the picture of your stream was one of the many shots with you like this, with your mouth covered. Yeah, that pretty much sums that stream up right there. Because I don't think she's necessarily new to the game, but it's there's still some things that she's learning, like we all are.
Bring in an audience participation is a whole other game.
Yeah, whole nother game. Anyway,
So-
well, basically, I thought I had it set up so events can only be triggered a number of times per 15-minute in-game days, but for some reason that didn't work. Yeah, it's a little bit of trial and experimentation, so just to figure out the exact balance there. So anyway, you were saying, sorry.
I had asked a minute or two ago about. Wait a minute. This is not an enemy fleet. I'm not at war with these people. Don't touch them. I had asked about what we talked about before we started stream. Kind of just doing a brief not reintroduction, but just I guess reiteration. We'll always kind of just talk about the changes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that host there, Panda. The thing is, for me, one of the things I had to come to terms with first was that I don't function, I can't keep myself going for as long, as efficiently as I used to.
Okay. So
to-
those spurts of motivated, whether it's work or play or whatever, just shorter.
Yes. New bumper crop. Do I want to save 2 production? +2 resource generation on strategic resource deposit and empire. And gives the industrialists influence. Or celebrate -10 on development costs, but give the religious people influence. Well, I think I know which one I'm going with. Industrialists for the win.
Heck yeah, man.
So, yeah, as an example, we'll talk about my current job. I do audio transcription as a part-time job to supplement income that I'm getting as a disabled veteran. And I've been trying to keep myself producing at a high rate while taking care of all the other things I have to take care of, including, cooking for the family, cleaning, keep getting the kid to school, stuff like that, because I'm the stay-at-home while my wife works as a full-time classroom assistant. And it wasn't working. It just wasn't working. I was spending way too much time trying to reach the production levels I was setting for myself, and I would just get more tired, and I wouldn't get to do anything fun. My only interactions with video games would be from watching Cellist Mike play or watching people on stream play. So I wasn't getting to do anything fun. I was constantly working, trying to reach a level of productivity that I once was able to do easily. It's frustrating.
That's so I left the military. I had an early separation approved, which for those who haven't been in the military or aren't familiar, that's really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That's early separation because you got kicked out is one thing. A voluntary early separation where they agreed it was in your best interests it's hard.
It's hit or miss. You kind of have to be. You have to be. It has to be a benefit to them to cut you loose. Like when I did my separation, I separated. I applied to separate into the reserves as a chaplain assistant, and I did it at a time when we were
overmanned.
We were 350% overmanned at my unit, in my rank, my job classification, and my language, and then we promoted 12 people.
Tooth and nail.
Yeah, we were so overmanned. So when I walked in the door and said, "Here, I want to walk out," they couldn't stamp approved at the personnel center, the big Air Force. They couldn't stamp approved on it fast enough. Everybody before that was a different question.
I was very luckily able to show them that so this goes back to what you were saying about the change in just capacity as a human being, capacity as a member of society, or a member of your unit, or a member of your family, a member of your peer group, whatever. Your capacity as a human being was diminished. Yeah.
You don't and honestly, it kind of comes as a surprise. You don't realize how much it's diminished. A recent example I can give is just trying to talk to people. Just trying to have a conversation with someone who's a stranger, and even then, not just strangers, but in a public setting. I have a hard time projecting my voice. Because as soon as I go to do it, my throat starts to constrict. And my heart starts to race, and I start to panic, and I start to wonder who's behind me. I get that feeling every time I go to speak to somebody who I don't know, and even sometimes people who I do. All those things happen at once, and he helps because he's right now, especially because he's training my service dog Groot. He has somebody got to that one pretty quickly.
Yeah, no kidding. Correct.
So he helps because he constantly needs me to manage him, because he's still learning, he's still training.
It gives me
something to focus on. Yeah. Let's see. Technology stage unlocked. Yay! Go to the text screen, which could be very confusing if you're not used to it. Stop it. This is what I want. Level 4.
Nice.
Not actually doing anything on it yet. Dimension folding. What does that allow me to do? 0-point fields and its potential applications in many other areas.
Yeah, I would say that it sounds like it's interstellar travel, without hyperlanes.
Yeah.
But that's just based on what you just said.
Yep. That's next in my queue.
But trying to, especially when you're talking with or interacting with people who knew you before, trying to show or communicate that, or even just yourself trying to understand or communicate that change in, part of it's change in motivation, but that's too simplistic, I think. It's change in capacity. Everybody has a well of energy, whether it's physical or whether it's emotional. Everybody has a well of energy, and some activities refill that. Some activities
Definitely do not.
And just, whether it's the rate of drain or whether it's just the overall amount of energy available, it's just so much less.
Yeah,
a much higher rate of drain or a less.
I feel physically exhausted whenever I have to go out and I'm out for an extended period of time and I have to interact with people too much. So if I go somewhere where there's a lot of people, or I'm forced in some way, shape, or form, or even I choose. See, that's the thing. It's not just forced. There are places where I go where I choose to go, where I know I'm going to have to interact if I want to be a part of it. Example, church. Now, service, I don't necessarily have to. I can show up. They let me go up in the balcony with Groot. I don't have to interact with anybody if I don't want to, except for the guy that lets me upstairs. And he's in my class that I go after. He understands. He usually doesn't even say a word to me. He just opens the door and lets me go up. But class afterward, that's an entirely different thing because it's a smaller setting. We're sitting at a table, and the only friends that we have here are sit at that table. Now I'm finding that it's a lot easier for me to interact with them and talk to them. It is becoming easier. But even though I choose that interaction, when the class is over, even if all I did was just talk at my table to those three, because it's a family,
exhausted.
I feel exhausted. And if somebody new joins the table, I'm less likely to even think about interacting.
This year so even though the viewers aren't aware, you are very familiar with my addiction to social deception games. It's
werewolf.
The idea of just lying and manipulating your friends in a safe, healthy environment, like a game, social deception games, I love it. And something that I love so much this February when we had our convention in Atlanta, I had to leave halfway through. I love it, and I could not stay.
I'm sorry.
But it's just, it's, like you were saying, even things that you choose that you want to do, it's not a conscious decision to not do something. It's
just that much harder.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's like, okay, here's a good analogy. Anybody who's ever had, dry eyes, or you get something in your eye, you're driving down the road and you get something in your eye and you cannot see right anymore. You can still see, but it's so distracting and it's so hard to focus. That the only option you have is to pull over. You have to stop and deal with it. It's like, it doesn't matter whether you're on your way to work. It doesn't matter whether you're going to miss a flight. It's that or you're probably going to crash.
Mm-hmm. Well, why would I officially support the ecologist? I could care less about that. I mean, it's not that I have anything against them. It's just they weren't there last time.
See, yeah, that's so weird. I have two other options.
I had
what you have.
Ecologist and what is it? There's industrialists, scientists, religious, ecologists, pacifists, and militarists.
Parties. You have your only option. Select an election action is official support. I have two other options. I can intimidate my citizens, and then I can offer reinforced intimidatio.
Well, it looks like the scientists won.
Are you sad about that?
No, mainly because of that stupid law that the religious people wanted that kind of forced into into.
Oh yeah, at least this time you got.
Yeah, I did. I could. It wasn't necessarily that I had anything against what their agenda or anything. Is that they had the one law I had to have wasn't that good. I'm like, okay, that's annoying. I don't want that.
All right, what laws do I get? Oh, all science laws. But that's because I've already got a bunch of industrial laws. It looks like my scientists and my militarists gained some support this time. My industrialists are still the top party, but...
Hey Panda, would you mind, if you're still paying attention, would you mind saying how's it going in, I think it's Dutch, I think is what your language is? Because I want to, and type it in chat, because I want to see if Fluffy's chat translator catches it.
Oh.
Because he does have, the chat translator is in our chat.
Yeah. See how it translates it.
I mean, it's often quite funny, but...
Well, and something simple, like the more simple, well, I don't know.
I say,
yeah.
think about, remember Autotrans?
Dude, don't get me started.
For those not in the know, Autotrans was
It's
just a fun. It was like Google Translate for us in the world we used to live in, or used to work in, and it could come up with some of the weirdest things. And there was an entire forum where you could go to post the things that it came up with, and there were some really, really weird translations in there. I think the funniest ones, really, because of all the things, you think this wouldn't have been it. I think the funniest ones I saw in that forum were the Latin ones. It just could not ever come close. Like just actual Latin, not like Latin-based languages. Just plain Latin. You'd think Latin would be a little easier than the derivatives, but nope.
Well, who are you going to ask when you're developing the algorithm for translation? Who are you going to go to for
exactly
clarification on how it's supposed to be?
Well, you know who they'd go to. They'd go to all the officers who all took Latin. Because, that's the gentleman's language.
Yeah, so military academy Latin classes, I'm sure, are absolutely good. Just great classes.
If this tells you anything, we had a classmate of mine at DLI. He was only there for the first, for C1, so those first 4 weeks before he went to the academy. When he got to the academy, he tested out of all of their language classes for that language. And all he was there was for that first 4 weeks of our language. And you remember what those first 4 weeks were like. It was all, we don't care what words you make, just make sounds so you can get used to wrapping your tongue around them.
Yeah.
And learn how to write the letters and stuff like that.
It's accredited as a 2-year program, if you take the extra...
Like the computer stuff and the English, if you do all those other little things to get the associates.
Even though it's accredited as a 2-year program, the program itself is immersive. Everything's supposed to be in your target language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... that's a lot different than somebody, say, going to a 4-year program to study that language.
Yeah.
Who gets, only a part of their time focused on the language. Whereas if every history class is history of the region in the target language, and every political discussion, political assignment is in that language, in the region's politics, if everything you do revolves around it,
mm-hmm.
just the fluency is just night and day better.
Yeah. Take your turn.
Oh, I have to decide what to do with these laws. Are we talking about PTSD?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why should I be taking turns when we're talking about PTSD?
Just so it's... Give yourself a break from the heavier topics. I know. So what is your break from a heavier topic? Figure out laws.
Yeah. I can choose a Dirty Hands Act
Ew. Why would you do that?
It's legalized corruption.
So mobs.
No.
You know what I mean by
Only
mob?
the
Not
higher
like
arts
not
and
like.
sciences should be supported with public money. So system improvements are cheaper production-wise,
Mm-hmm.
but it's at the cost of approval.
Yeah. Which I don't really understand that connection. Okay, we're improving your life by making these system improvements. So why are you upset that we're improving the quality of your life? Forced law activated. Law Oracle of Science.
Oh, it's the same one I got.
Yep. You can research technologies from the next stage. See, that's not bad.
Mm-mm. And there's no upkeep cost.
Yep. And some laws were canceled.
Improved completion.
So where do I look at the laws again?
Scheme.
Senate screen. Active laws.
Man. That was a money one. I just lost a nice money gainer.
Species Stability Act.
No! My scientist took over! Ah!
Yeah, that's what that law came from. Hi, Knots. How are you? We're playing some Endless Space 2. I'm learning Endless Space 2.
Well, I'm learning it too.
You've played more single player than I have.
Well, a little bit. I'm also just OCD about reading everything.
Yes.
To the detriment of anybody I'm playing with.
Playing what is it?
World of Warcraft.
Oh my word. Questing with him in World of Warcraft was like, just click it.
Bye, Panda.
Hi, Panda. I'm sure I'll see you on Thursday for your next stream. Here, I know what I'll do. Let's see what happens when I type that in. Hey, it worked. So chat translator is working.
Oh, nice. What other?
The Star Boogie Bill. That's
Yeah, I saw that.
movement on ships. Mineral Misers Act.
I don't like the available laws here.
They aren't good. Well, I mean, I don't mind the
mandatory one.
mandatory one is okay. I don't mind the new colony rule one because I'm expanding colonies. But outside of that, I think I'm going to put that one in for now because I don't. But see, the problem is as soon as I put that in, now I'm losing influence.
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
Everything
except that mandatory. Well, everything has a trade-off generally. That mandatory one does.
But I wish there was I just wish there was another way to improve the. I know how it is. It's because I've played Endless Legend. There's something on these planets stuff on these planets that I can build that will improve those things.
Yeah. Yep. Dots. Dust. No, DITS. Dust, industry. No, what the heck is it? FITS?
It's food, industry, dust, science.
FIDS. Yeah, it's FIDS.
Yeah.
It's a D, not a T.
Yeah, food, industry, dust, science, and then
Science.
approval.
Now who's waiting on whom?
Hey, good boy, you used that correctly.
I generally do. I do hanging. I do my mistakes, even though I am aware of them. I always use hanging participles.
Ugh.
Constantly using participles. But I know about it. And if I'm writing in a professional correspondence or something, I don't do that.
Yeah, the message on Sunday, the guy asked early on, he was talking about translation, and he was asking, he said, okay, grammarians in there, what tense is that? And I just looked up from where I was, and obviously I didn't say it loudly because I was in a big auditorium and I was up in the balcony, and I just said past participle, or not past participle, past perfect. Sorry, you got me thinking about participles. Past perfect. And someone way down there I heard said the same thing, and the guy nods. He goes, "Oh yeah, technically it's past perfect, but I was only going just for past to tell who the grammarian in the audience is."
It's like, you're the one that freaking asked.
Yeah, don't ask the question if you don't want an answer.
Exactly.
What is this? What is this? Hey, we built a ship. Where's the ship? You head this way. Why can't you fly? What's
Sim camp.
Hey, there we go. We have a fleet. Give me my ship. Can it move? It should be able to move. There we go. I was confused. Does it still have moves? It does still have moves. Go this way. There we go. Okay. This is very different from Stellaris. And I keep having to remind myself of that when I'm playing this, that this is not Stellaris. Stellaris is much more...
It looks similar.
Forward flowing. This one has a lot of pauses and breaks in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I dislike about the hyperlanes, I keep passing a pirate ship.
Mm-hmm.
As I move one direction, it's passing in the hyperlane going the other direction.
Solo Quest started. Those darn kids. One of the problems with having Sophons in your empire is that the little eggheads seem to have a particular genius for goofing off. Hardly a week goes by without news of neuro-hopped Sophon youngsters rampaging through town, or explosions of increasingly exotic colors and smells bombarding your residential areas. These guys need to get a job, or you need to find a way to put them in their place.
Go study in a laboratory. Oh, you don't like science? You can be a lab rat.
Yeah, we're gonna do... Well, it's either science up or garrison.
Well, that's what I mean, is science up, make them lab rats.
Yeah, science up. And I can get cultural jam centers if I do it. So I have to build 3 science star system improvements. Okay, we shall see.
Which will cost dust.
Yes. Lots of mullahs. Lots of moolah.
That's why I'm a little pissy that the scientists took over my government, because with the industrialists, my mandatory law was 10% of the industry required to build something is returned to me as dust after it's built. But I don't have that anymore.
Aww. I'm sorry. I just met Doria.
Hey, Doria. How can we be so close to one another and not be able to see each other?
I don't know.
I can't get to you by hyperlane.
Blame somebody else. They are planet brokers. They can buy them to create outposts without using colonization ships.
Wow.
And then they can exchange those outposts with other empires for profit.
Nice.
Blockade breakers. They get no penalty trade with factions unless they're at war. Basically, it means they can keep trading with people who are at war with each other. I guess that's what it means. So it showed me the location of her ship, but not her empire.
Mm-hmm.
guess we'll have to see. So, back to the topic we were talking about, the physical changes. Did you want to talk about some of the ones? Because I talked a little bit about the ones that I've encountered with the whole speaking and the not being able to be as productive. Oh, it's going there.
So I guess the biggest thing for me is the sleep, but that's tied to concentration. So I have ADD, and it's always been kind of hard for me to concentrate.
Hey, Jane.
But the difference is, in the past, it wasn't that I couldn't concentrate, or it wasn't that I couldn't think clearly. It was that my focus would flip quickly, cycle to different things constantly. Whereas post PTSD, I just can't think about anything. It's like my brain just goes blank.
Yeah.
And I'll find myself just staring at things, and I haven't been thinking about anything. I feel like I lost 30 or 40 points on an IQ test. I don't know what the reference to that would be, but if it just feels like I got a lot dumber.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that that's always the case, because there's definitely times where I do have that focus. Like you were saying, it's not that there's no motivation. It's not that there's no energy. It's not that you can't be productive. It's the amount that you have available is just so drastically decreased.
The capacity has gone down.
Yeah.
It's like the throughput has been in like major, like someone has put like a damp or like a clamp on throughput without your permission.
Yes.
Without you being able to really do or say anything about it.
Yes. So much.
Super spuds. Guess we're growing potatoes. Who is this?
I love potatoes, and I try to not let them in my house because they're diabetes in a wrapper.
Diabetes in a wrapper. Rapid 3 has been colonized. By who?
I have another battle. I'm dealing with all these sneaky pirates, man.
Yeah, I've got pirates here too.
My ADD has turned into just brain shut off.
Your brain shut off.
Yeah.
We've encountered this on stream.
Well, it's happening as we speak. It's like, instead of a distraction making me think about something else, a distraction just short circuits my brain.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you finish that thought.
Finish what thought?
Well, and then we weren't even sure. I was actually prepared to play this by myself today. I was going to dive into the single player. And just so you guys don't think I haven't noticed, thank you for those follows, Jane. I'm guessing Galandra is actually Magnus.
Oh,
so those are fellow Pixel Sharks. And then Jack Bandit, who spoke up in chat earlier. Thanks for those follows. I was actually prepared to play this game by myself today because about 9:30, Jealous Mike just starts messaging me on Steam going, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I think I'm going to crash. I was trying to make it past stream time before I took my nap. And welcome in, Jane.
And then lay in bed for 3 hours not being able to sleep, even though I'm completely exhausted.
Yeah, you were going to push it. You were going to try and push it, and you were dumping caffeine into your system trying to get yourself through it, and I told you to go take a nap. Like, just go now. And you finished feeding yourself, and you did, and of course you didn't sleep. That happens so often. You're tired. And this is why one of the changes I had to make is I had to drastically regiment my lifestyle. My therapist is constantly commenting how I'm like the poster child for someone who she's had to work with, who's taken on regimenting your life, planning out all of your days so that you can be functional.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you have to.
I have to. I do not feel right on the weekends. My weekends just completely scrap because my wife isn't going to bed as early as she normally is. My daughter isn't going to bed as normally as she is. And then when they get on Saturday, they get up and they're here, and so I don't get. The past couple of Saturdays, I've had to get up and take my daughter to something, but yeah. I don't feel right. I've never managed to get to bed at the same time. Pardon the yawn. And I don't like it. I actually look forward to Monday, if for no other reason than I get back to a familiar routine that I know works. Get up at 5:30, start work by 6, or at least be able to start work at 6. Really working by 6:30.
Yeah.
Nautilus. Nuts. Mandatory sleep curfew for the family. We do kind of actually have to do that because my wife can't really break her sleep schedule also. So we kind of have that in place. It's the rest of the day that doesn't serve well. And see, Fridays I actually could just go to bed at the same time because Michelle is not here. She's at dance.
We've seen eels more trustworthy than you.
Oh man. Sleep is just my enemy. Just my. So again, remember I just said that I'm a lot stupider now. I don't remember the word. There's a word for like your most prominent enemy. Nemesis.
Nemesis, foe.
Well, foe is a more generalized term, I thought.
Trying to merge these two fleets. How do I merge the fleets?
As long as... So you have to hold shift to click on both. And as long as there's none in space dock, then once you've got them both selected, then you can merge. If there's one in space dock, then you have to click on that and click form fleet first.
There we go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could technically on Saturday and Sunday we have to get up for church anyway, so can't really stay up till it. But it's just there's something that was less urgent about the need to go to bed. And Sunday, technically, my wife can sleep in an hour and a half. So it just.
But for regimented sleep routines, sleeping in is bad.
Yeah, it does. And I used to get what was called my Saturday headache because it was the one day of the week I got to sleep in. It would break my routine. So I have to have the routines. If I don't have the routines, I don't feel right. So I'm here now. I thought there were pirates here.
They probably left. They don't tend to stay.
Well, let's do
Or you mean settled in the system.
Do an anomaly. My hero has leveled up. Assign some skills.
My hero.
Okay, so I did the +2 experience. He's not a manager though, so I don't want that one.
Remember that if you want to get stuff further in a specific tree, you have to
spend.
I know.
But each one has something that's focused on the fleet and one that's focused on managing. I was just looking to see which.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is to progress further into the tree, you have to spend
in the other sections. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, even if you want to be a fleet captain, you still have to put points into the colony management to get the total number of points to move on to the next tier.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not just anything from any tree in the first tier. It's this many from this tree in this tier.
Yeah. I get it now. So that, and let's do that anomaly. Expedition successful. Source deposits.
I mean, not that I'm upset that I was awake to do this. I'm not upset for not having slept during the day. what I really want is to be able to stay awake now until tonight. I can almost guarantee that one.
Yep, you're probably gonna fall asleep very shortly after. Expedition failed. Oh, there was nothing of interest.
Oh, first man on Mars.
I don't know. Something.
I really want the first person on Mars to be a woman.
I'm just gonna leave them there for now. I don't want to cause any problems with her. I just wanted to explore the system.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently she doesn't like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people don't want you in their territory.
She's one of them.
Yeah, my neighbors are that way.
That's why you're moving. Funny.
No, I'm moving because being able to afford living here was accounting for income that
Doesn't exist.
doesn't exist.
Yep.
We all know how that feels.
Am I looking for? What is it? It's not Xenosynergy. There's this.
Yay!
What?
Colonized another planet.
Put this 1 second. I'd rather I want to get the colonizing ones done. Colonization. Just want to make sure I get all the basic, colonization options done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to go there. Get that one just yet.
Oh man.
And do that. And no. Leave them there. I want that other ship to join them. I mean, it's potentially the way this is looking right now. I have only one way out from where I am, and that's through her territory. What am I supposed to do? If I don't want to fight her, I just want to be able to pass through. What do I?
Was the other option?
The other option was to remove my ship and reduce my pressure on her system.
Just
Not that I'm putting much pressure on her system because we're not sharing any borders or anything.
well, just don't go until you have an expedition that won't have to turn around anytime soon, and then you can give like the momentary, get the momentary diplomacy loss.
Yeah, we'll see.
Transmitting through.
We shall see.
We shall be free.
We shall be free. Take my probes finally finish. Wait a minute, does this one have probes? He does. I must be orbiting a star system. Wait, does that mean this one has more probes? It does.
You can also upgrade your ship as you research new technologies. New things are available. So your hero ship, if you take it back to one of your star systems, you can upgrade it. So like my guy has 4 probes now, I think. Or 6 probes.
New event, Clever Fake, Part 1. One of the planets in the system at first appears to be lifeless and poor in resources. A second scan. The entire planet is a hologram. There's something hiding beneath it.
That's scary.
Okay, so now what?
Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's what the mute switch is for.
I don't have a mute switch.
Resources. Yay. Come on, shippity ship. Join the fleet. All your probes will be ours.
Mm-hmm.
So do we get loot from those things?
If it says loot, so look, you've got two screens: reserves and load.
Mm-hmm.
The load is loot. The reserves is something that you get if you have a colony in that system.
Birdis.
The load is something that you just got.
Colonized. Friendly locals anomaly. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Super spuds. Some anomalies. Examine them closely.
What I
More
have not been
resources.
able to figure out is how to activate my luxury resources.
Yeah, that's a feature. We'll still keep them there. Go back over here, see how my planets are doing. Still don't have enough to build anything special. Oops. What I meant to do.
A system development upgrade. How do you do it?
Yep, still learning, can you tell? I'm just reading everything.
Yeah. And yeah, I
So
still
why
have
would
yet
it
to
let
be
me
able to
put them in the
figure out-
queue? I don't understand why it would let me put something in the queue. If it's not possible. So go back to this one. Make sure I don't have that stuff in there. Well, that one can go. We're fine with that one. One thing we should do, should add didn't add that. There. Woohoo! I'm getting out and exploring. Event end, bumper crop. Okay, say so. I think I remember that one happening. Star Rex. Pincer Fleet?
Are they pirates?
No, it's a ship. Now merged with mine. I got a ship out of it.
Ooh.
Not complaining.
Mm-mm.
So here.
Got 15 more turns on the Endless Research Park and Endless World.
Well, I wish you luck.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to get it because you know how this game goes. Spend all that time working on a wonder.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. And it's not like you can look around and see if somebody's building it. New event, 1,000,000 things I haven't done. Well, that's depressing. Two war heroes, once friends, are fighting over management of a political party. Hey, this is why you don't go into politics.
Another battle.
Don't know. I don't really care about either of these. Have to. I don't want to deal with this. Go with the lesser of two evils. Yes. Nope, and neither of them are really that good. Empire Development 3. Oh, I mean 5. Made it to the bottom. Yay. Okay.
This is going to be a tough battle.
Just completed. Now we can colonize Barren. I don't think we have any barren planets. Toxic. Lava ash. Nope. Lava ash. Right here. Savannah, lava, and pirates. Ice, barren, there. Definitely head to that system. So after you guys get...
my hero's ship is taking a beating.
After you guys get here, I've discovered the planet Genes, home of Doria. It's an atoll planet of tropical islands and tropical storms. Guess I gotta wait till the next turn. Yep, I gotta wait till the next turn. I can see where that star lane goes. Or hyperlane, whichever term you want. Both are correct, I think.
What was the term that they used?
I said star lane.
Oh.
I guess you could say hyperlane.
I just completed the solo quest part 2.
Enjoy.
Part 3. Destroy those pirates! Uh-oh, the expedition to the planet's surface has awoken something angry. Even if it's only rocks, you're going to need to keep your wits about you for the final battle.
Sounds like you're having fun over there.
I keep fighting, but I'm going to lose a ship here soon.
Well, that is how you lose ships. You keep getting into fights. I'm gonna have to deal with these pirates here. I'm not sure how to, though.
You just have to be in the same system as them.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, I kept passing them. You can't fight on hyperlanes.
Mm-hmm.
Star lanes, so you just both have to be in the same system. I had to chase them back and forth a couple times.
That's why you kept commenting on that. I was wondering. This is where it'd be nice in the multiplayer to be able to see what you were doing.
Yes.
Because for me, all I see is just one big giant galaxy. It's pretty.
Well, now I have a colonizable planet.
Well, did you not have any others before that?
Well, another one.
Because I mean, the systems that I have each had 4. And the one that the pirates are in has 2, and the one next to that has 4. So I'm building another incubator ship right now.
Nice.
Oh, look, I've got 1 turn. I'm gonna send that one right past the pirate ship. Go on to the next system and just start colonizing it can deal with the pirates when my fleet gets back. Oh, it stopped raining. I'm sad.
I forget that you like rain.
Like it went. Well, for one, I can open the doors and I don't have to worry about bugs coming in.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to take the guy back to... What is this? An unknown empire pincher.
Pincher? I haven't met them. It's the
It's
Empire.
Ship. It's an unknown empire. It's the same type of ship as you just got.
Oh, that ship. Okay. Economies. There's technology. Heroes, quests. Diplomatic status. Yeah, pretty much just met the one. And they are hostile towards me. Joy.
Ooh, a new quest line.
Oh man, that's pretty far zoomed out. Gotta collect the ship. No, don't go that way. Not what I wanted to do. Go this way. Not being able to turn your ships around in a space lane, that's annoying. Okay, so ship.
So is a 60-40 chance I have to either hire some spies or arrest spies to either help me rig the election or prevent an election rig. If I rig the election, it's a 40% chance that I get caught.
Those aren't good odds.
Crisis. No, 40% is high.
That you get caught? Those are not good odds.
No.
Those are not good odds at all. Oh, I forgot. You know what would be great to have on this scene with this multiplayer? I should put... There we go.
I'm arresting the opponent's spies, and I'm not hiring any of my own.
You guys can play the Rainbow Rampage game that Fluffy built. Shout out for him. He also made Stream Puppy, which I use to manage the stream. Really handy when you got a game that won't keep the sound going. What did I do wrong? Oh, not instant. Insta fluff. Duh. There you go. So he made Rainbow Rampage, and he made Stream Puppy, and he made Flippy. Flippy Raid allows you to, you have it visible, allows you to click a button to get the raid message. New event. The industrial movement on Bracia is causing more problems than you would like. Tear down the old, destroying valuable cultural monuments and priceless artifacts. Nope. Is that you? Nope.
What?
Doria beat you to it.
What?
The Endless Research Park in Endless World. Tell us how you really. Tell us how you really feel. Hey, really, tell us how you really feel.
Well, I got 1546 dust. It's a lot of dust. But all of those turns are gone.
Yeah. Dust can only help you with so much.
I mean, I can buy stuff out, but still, sheesh. That's irritating. Excuse
You're excused. The bathroom's over there.
me.
Come on, teacup. You can do it. Speed. We'll give you some speed this time. Yep. And that one is supposed to be accompanied with this sound effect.
So no annoying sounds, right?
Does this count as annoying?
Okay, well, what to build now? That sucks.
Something that can't be stolen from you?
No, because I wanted a wonder.
I understand that, but you might want to go for something stolen from you.
Yeah. What am I low on? I need... Dang. That's irritating.
What is this thing that comes over the planet?
The
Little-
populations.
That you can move them.
Sure, you can move them from one planet to another. So, like, as one place gets, if you're in, yeah. So, for example, the ones with orange, you see how you're the third planet, Cancer 2. Is that Cancer 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see how you've got 3 populations in the orange marks.
Yeah.
So you get overpopulation penalties with populations in those marks. So you can move those populations, or you can move some of your populations from one planet to another.
That works.
Think of it as gerrymandering, but because you can also change the balance of political power, because each population has a political affiliation. So you can change the, undermine the results of elections by.
Because that never backfires.
Right?
Never backfires. Ever.
That's what I just did.
Always a good thing. Forced movement of population always ends well for the empire that does it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, Teapup, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, we're gonna need to get you some heals. Fighting off those tanks and those drones. Heal. Heal. It's just a chat integration thing. A little game. And he did this for Ludum Dare 4. Or 44, sorry. What are you doing?
I am finding another wonder.
Oh, aren't you glad I healed you there, Teapup? All those drones. That's Teapup riding a trike, and she's raiding Halloween HQ because they've banned Halloween, and she's going in to defeat them. And you can take part by, when that little thing's up like that, power, heal, speed, you can vote on a boost that she'll get as she goes forward, trying to get to the final, to the boss at the end. So she got healed that time. Her steering engine needs a little work. I think they're still he's still working on that part. It's better than it was. Like I've was watching his stream that weekend when he made it and made some suggestions. The number of drones and the toughness of the tanks are things that I commented needed to be increased. So yeah, that's what it is, Jane. I just figure for a multiplayer game like this where there's parts of the stream going on that you guys can't see, parts of the game going because it's multiplayer, but having that on there be entertaining. Newcomers. Hey Nautilus, thanks for the host. I appreciate it. Glad you're here still. Okay, so we found spores, and cancer is up to 12. Yeah, because that's what we need, more people on an overpopulated system.
Did you move the populations to the other planet there?
Yeah, and it's still, it just grew 2 more. I moved 2, it grew 2. I'm
getting super irritated that I can't figure out how to use my luxury resources.
How to boost them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Well, I mean, I remember it being a part of the game. There's a thing here, I forgot about that.
It
I
says
remember...
you have to use them in system development, but it also says you have to use them in the economy screen.
Yeah, so... Well, which one is the economy screen?
Oh...
That's
you have to have technology stage 3, economy and trade.
There you go. That's why you couldn't use them. Here's my... Okay, you took your turn.
Denmark University in 20 turns.
Go to this system now. Okay, now. Zoom in. And... Yeah, they can be. They can be. Genes, colonized. Yep, I don't care about all this because I can't colonize this one. And there are no anomalies, so we are moving on. Fluffy, thanks for that. Fluffy Penguin, thanks for that follow. Yeah, the Endless Legend was one of those. It's a very pretty game. Very, very pretty game. Oh, look, you guys are at the boss level. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Come on,
Too time consuming to learn approach cautiously. That is for sure.
That is for sure, yeah. And the thing about Endless Legend, it was really pretty, but it didn't have that appeal of being colonies that you're playing. So, yeah, I mean, civilizations that have the history. Oh, I'm supposed to make a choice. Forgotten Science. I thought I clicked confirm. Fragment of an ancient planet. Do that. This is very true, Nautilus. This is very true. You can only invest so much time. Yeah, that's actually what, like, so like The Longest Dark. I won't ever play that game. Yep, so you gotta start over. So The Longest Dark is one of those games that I like to watch people play it, but I'm never gonna play it. I just don't need that kind of I don't need that in my life. That kind of game. Vorta 4-1. We have anomalies. Let's care about anomalies. Give her the power to get away. Speed? Okay, I'll vote speed.
Do you have a system that you can see called Scorpius?
Do I have a system that I can see called Scorpius? Just a second. I'm doing anomalies. So, found the population. Academy increased. Yes.
I sent out a swath of probes, so this is the first time I've found a system.
It is multiplayer, yes. So there's another player, you can hear him talking. He's This cellist Mike, he's playing a different empire.
And we have yet to even find each other.
Yeah. So think of this. This is a lot. This is like Civ. It's that kind of 4X game, but it has no connection. That's the end of the comparison. But does the fleet have any more? No.
Same genre.
Yeah.
Completely different genre.
Okay, what was the name? Scorpius?
Yeah.
No. The farthest out thing that I can see is Lita 75012. And the small minor civilization on Zitterbia.
So none of your visible systems are Scorpius.
No.
Dang. Oh well.
Oh, you have a probe. Okay, let's send a probe out. Send it out this way. He's gained a skill. Skill points. What is this? Vision. I'll give him a damage boost for now. Yay!
It does look a lot like Stellaris. It's not as complex as
Yeah.
Stellaris.
And it's also turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's still up in the air which one I prefer more. Between the two.
Oh, we've got a lot less time playing this one, and it's a different
This is
style.
true. This is true. Stellaris
This
is
one
that.
to me feels a lot more like Master of Orion.
Yes, it
And
does
whenever I
have.
say Master of Orion, I mean Master of Orion 2. Because
2?
1 was fun,
Did you say
and
2?
3 is not worth it.
Yeah, so he meant 2. There was a glitch in the audio.
Oh, yeah, Master of Orion. If I say that, it's Master of Orion 2. The only Master of Orion.
I wonder what Magnus would have to say about that.
He probably agrees.
Head on, ship, head on. Leave this space behind so she'll stop being
Stupid
mad. at me.
pirates killed my outpost. I was trying to finish a
Collapsing
colony.
star. Nice. Solar nebula. Oh, that's over here. Can I make it this turn? Yay. So which one? Oh, one do I colonize? Probably that. Mutated flora. Antimatter. Can't get that now. I think I'll go with this one. I don't see anything else that differentiates to tell me which one would be preferable. Medium, so let's go with this one. There we go. Ooh. Door 2.
Oh. I can see the light green, kind of the olive green empires, Skullum. Are those the people you met?
No, Dari. That's who I met.
What the heck? I think that our orientations, our galactic orientations, are different
Skewed.
from one
Yeah.
another. Yeah. That makes it hard to find one another.
Well, and if the galaxy would turn with that orientation, it might matter. Like if it actually stayed the same, like if you were to rotate it on an axis here, or spin it,
Yeah.
instead of just being able to move it like this. Hey, we can move it around, but that's about it. So for me, I'm way off on the outer left edge. Way out on the edge. There's nothing beyond me but intergalactic space.
Yeah.
Latest political survey.
When you're done, but before you end your turn, but you're done doing other stuff, would you let me know? Because I wanted to have you do something for me.
I guess.
It won't be difficult.
He said. Wow, it's going across this. How is the
That would
ship?
be funnier if I said it won't be hard.
Okay, so how is this ship doing this? I just sent. You're looking at my stream. I just sent a ship from Cancer up. I wanted it to go to Aquarius, but instead of going the long way around, it's basically connecting itself to this. It's jumping across it. Did I research something? Then I'm not.
I don't know. Yeah, didn't you research? Well, even if you research something, if you didn't install the drives on your ship, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because your ships don't just automatically upgrade. You have to actually upgrade them.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
I mean, I did build the ships later.
Well, again, the ship design itself does not upgrade until you do it.
All I know is it's making that jump right there.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, you can see. It's showing its pathing. Maybe because it's an incubator ship flying by itself.
Oh, I found endless research stations. Wow.
Anything
It's a-
here? Doesn't.
Wow.
Let's send this probe.
Oh, I see Lita. Lita 75012.
Yeah.
It's a black hole. I can tell you where in relation to Lita I am.
Okay, Lita 75012. If you were to draw a straight line from the center of the galaxy out to Lita and keep going straight, you would hit the planets I'm currently settling, and I would be if you're facing out.
I'm between Lita and the center of the galaxy. Well, about a third of the way from Lita to the center of the galaxy.
Okay. Yeah, but if you were to continue on that straight line, you would miss me. You would hit my colonies that I'm planting. If you're looking out towards Leda from center, I would be left off of that.
Yeah. So when I was talking about Skolum, it's owned by Doria.
Yeah.
It's a constellation.
Oh no, Teep Up, can you do it?
So their constellation is Skolum.
Mm-hmm.
My constellation is Octans. I can't see your constellation yet. But yeah, so Scorpius, the one that I was referencing earlier, is what's between 90 and
I don't know which constellation I'm in.
it's like a 115 degree angle from Leda.
Is Leda on the map? Is it to the left of the center?
Left of, yes.
I don't think our orientations are different.
No.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so I'm right and just barely down from Leda.
Yeah. Is that what you needed me to do?
No, I don't even need to do it anymore.
Okay. Well, I clicked intern.
Yeah, so to get to each other, we would have to go through the Dorian territory. Oh man, there's just like no freaking good way between us through hyperlanes.
Nope, there is not.
Actually, I have a suspicion that the constellations are not connected through hyperlane. I think we can't cross constellations without researching a
You say that, but I have a ship crossing. And
no,
I don't.
that's still a connected constellation.
No, right here where this ship is crossing out where there isn't, like by
Where?
way of a different hyperlane.
Where?
A hyperlane that doesn't exist. Like on my
Well,
map,
he's not there yet.
he's about to.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that's why I have him selected so you can see his pathing.
Oh, because he's your hero and you haven't
No,
added any other ships to that.
my hero is over here.
It's just a regular ship?
That is an incubator flying by itself. And the last incubator, when I clicked to send it to Omdor, well, I didn't click directly to send it to Omdor. It may have done this that time. I sent it down to Bracia first and then clicked to go to Omdor because I wanted to make sure it didn't stop on the system.
What type of ship is an incubator? Because that's a name of a ship. That's a name of a vessel type.
Colonizer. Colonizer.
Okay. So maybe my colony ship can do the same thing.
Maybe. I don't see anything special about it. Yeah, I don't see anything special about it.
Alright.
I'm just glad because it's gonna skip the zone where the pirates are.
Mm-hmm.
Keep up, my goodness. You're getting overwhelmed. I think on Monday when I had it on, or Friday. Yeah, Friday. They actually managed to win.
Nice.
But right now she's spending all of her energy shooting off all of the drones and everything, and is hitting the boss.
Oh, on that little game.
Yeah. Take your turn.
I'm trying. So would you zoom out again so I can see where Lita is in relation to you?
Here I am. Here's Lita.
Okay, so it's down and to the left.
Yeah, it's not straight left, but if you go straight left, you'll run into the constellation that I'm in. If this is all one constellation. Yeah.
I don't think my probes will make it up that far.
Well, I've sent. I also have a ship coming up closer to see if I can send probes from there.
Yeah, if you shot them towards, so if you were to shoot towards Lita, you would overshoot the galactic center. If you were to shoot directly from your from Cancer to the galactic center, you would overshoot my constellation. So you wouldn't shoot it towards Lita, you would shoot it towards the galactic center.
Okay.
Or maybe between the two.
I'll try aiming one at you. See what happens.
Because I have a system
when you take your turn
above Lita, and then a system to the right of Lita.
Yeah, when you take your turn. Then I'll do it.
Shush. Oh man, the scientists have lost a lot of power. That must have been where the spies came from. Excuse me.
Reason Alexa started playing music.
Oh, okay, so if you've found the other system, then you can cross interstellar.
Oh,
but
okay.
You have to be able to see the other system to do so.
Okay.
I don't know, there might be penalties as well that I'm not aware of.
Who knows?
Because I can travel to Lita. QR32 I just saw.
Vacuum protection is unlocked.
We've seen eels more trustworthy than you.
Oh, so QR32, there's a hyperlink going up and to the right that you haven't followed. That leads to Scorpius.
Oh, yeah, that way?
Yeah, however, I do not have a hyperlink to Scorpius. I can just, it's the closest star to me from that constellation. Besides Lita.
What? I don't want to fight. Fine. Don't need to watch.
Okay, to build it. You guys need some dust.
Guess I had to fight. My rope 1. Rope 2. Rope 3. Glad you're enjoying. Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Just saying words.
planetary names.
Oh.
I wasn't trying to colonize. or do anything on the ground.
Yeah.
No probes, so we're just here for now. So we completed that. And then market-wide price decrease on everything.
Nice. Okay. That works.
So, guess I can't go this direction.
I am 2 turns away from Lita, then I'm going to head over your direction, just so we can create diplomatic ties.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're heading towards Lita, if you're heading that direction, you're heading towards me. Ah, now I've got the same thing.
What?
Hire spies or arrest spies.
Oh, I just arrested them. Because that percentage is not...
No, that's not
nice.
a good percentage. Not in the slightest. Another one. I don't care. Thought I already defeated some of these ships.
Oh, you have to fight them? You have to fight Doria?
She decided she wanted to fight. Like I didn't want anything to do with it.
I've never actually won an Endless Legend game. I've lost an Endless Legend game.
Oh, great. So she just assimilated that minor civilization on the other side of me.
Oh. Yeah, I had pirates take out an outpost of mine.
Okay, so let's see. Increase energy weapon damage. Nope, I want health and armor. Launch a probe. Direction. Really want to be over here. I don't want to really have anything to do with any of you. Just leave me alone. Okay, intern. Hey, she won. Okay. Gotta reset her. And there you go. I didn't realize she was covering up the middle of the screen.
Oh, she's been covering everything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least then it was action and moving.
Oh.
Then at the end, I'm gonna hide her now. At the end, there's just a big square image covering it, and so I turned that.
New minor civilization, the Pilgrims.
I've collected a new population collection bonus.
Oh, they're the ones that you can only declare war on? I can praise them.
Nice.
I'm officially meeting Doria now, too.
Well, that's 20% of the galaxy explored. I did not build star. Poor youngsters. What are you going to do?
Do you have a hyperlane to Lita? Or did you just find it by probe?
I found it by
Like
probe.
yourself? Oh, okay.
Stupid pirates. Leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you. Move these up here. Some ships built. So we go deal with these pirates. That.
I'm sorry, I dropped my vaporizer.
Your death stick.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who aren't familiar with it, the way this thing works is it doesn't mean that's going to be 11 turns beyond this thing. It means this is going to take 2 turns, and this from now would be 4 turns, and this from now would be 6 turns. So that says, so from now, completing all that stuff prior to, and then producing this is 16 turns, not 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. Okay. Hero available for recruitment. He looks like he's a scientist. I don't know. Go with this. He's nice, but he's a pacifist. We'll go with this guy. Oh. 2 skills. He's here. Where is he? Where are you, my hero?
Sometimes it's hard to tell your friends from your enemies, isn't it? We've seen eels more trustworthy than you.
Well, they didn't like that. Assign to... No. Create. There you go. Head this direction. And you head back that direction. Ah, crossing space there. That's good. Don't need that anymore. Yes. And I've lost an outpost on Omdor. Stupid pirate. Okay. Well, it is 2:30. That means it's about
Time for
time.
milking?
Huh?
It's 2:30. Time for milking. Sorry,
Time for-
it's
Time for milking? Really? That's where you go with it? The milking? All the places you could have gone, milking is where you went? Sometimes
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't pretend to understand your brain.
I don't either.
We'll see. Who's streaming? Yesterday we went after somebody. Rimworld.
While you're taking care of that, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, and I need to run to the restroom.
Thanks
So
for the update.
Bye, everybody. Yeah, I gotta tell you what I'm doing.
Sure.
All
Well,
right, I'll talk to you in just a minute.
Yep. So yeah, now that we are all up to date on Telus Mike's physical needs. Gonna see. I was watching FG Squared earlier, and I was going to see if she's still on because it's her birthday stream and she was doing a long one. I just don't know if she's still online. Zelia is still on. Yep, Imperial Jedi is still on. I don't know. Not letting me see. Guess I'm gonna have to look. I'll have to look on here to see. But I thought she was gonna be on all day. But Foil's fan. Over and say hey to. Yep, she's not. So here's one. This is someone who I've never actually had a chance to host because he's usually never on when I'm streaming. So I'm gonna do a shout out for Imperial Jedi, and we're gonna cast a host for him as soon as the stream is over. I'll be back tomorrow with some single play. Sure, I think it's gonna be a new game. We'll see. So thanks everybody for hanging out, joining me for the follows. Everybody follow for the hosts. It's very much appreciated. And we will see you guys on the flip side. Bye. Now that was odd. Let me see what happens if I do it again. Not really sure. Sorry, I was just testing something, but okay.